So after about 3 months of using Starlink, I can definitively say what's up, everybody? John Burke here with the Traveling Nine. I hope I find you all in good health. I hope I find you all out and about and enjoying the RV life, living it to the fullest. Yay! Okay, so today, talking about Starlink. Okay, so I always get into these conversations about Starlink because I have a Starlink. I take my Starlink satellite dish out, and I'm pointing as if you can see where I'm pointing to, but just imagine I'm pointing to the front of my RV. So I take that Starlink and I put it out front, and I set this square rectangular shaped dish out there, and people walk by with their dogs. They walk to the dumpster to go take the trash, and they see the Starlink and they see me outside doing something, anything outside, because I'm enjoying the outdoors, and they talk to me and they go, "Hey, is that the thing?" And I'm like, "Starlink?" They're like, "Yeah, the Starlink satellite dish. Is that Starlink?" It sure is. And we get into this whole full conversation about how good, how bad, what Starlink is all about. And I usually end up spending anywhere from 15, 20, 30 minutes just kind of shooting the breeze, talking to these people about Starlink. So I figure if they're that interested, there's probably thousands upon thousands of people who are on YouTube right now who are interested in Starlink. So I'm shooting this video for you. All right. So after about 3 months of using Starlink, I can definitively say Starlink is freaking awesome, right? It's a great option. And I'm going to explain all that to you in detail. But before we get to that, I'd like to remind you to like, share, and subscribe. If you're getting value out of this, let me know. Drop a comment. If you're getting value out of this, let me know by hitting the subscribe button. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. At the time of shooting this video, I don't really have any set time frame of releasing videos. I'm just releasing them as many as I can, as often as I can. Because my account is a baby account, and I want it to be a big boy account. All right, so I'm going to make sure I give you all the information I possibly can about Starlink without overloading and boring the crap out of you, right? We're going to keep it live, keep it fun, keep moving on. So, there's some important things you need to know before you buy your Starlink satellite dish. Because right now it's taking anywhere from 4, 6, 8 more weeks to get your Starlink satellite dish. And if you order your dish first, you wait 6 to 8 weeks, and then you get it and realize you need accessories from Starlink. Well, guess what? You guessed it. Another 4, 6, 8, whatever weeks before you can get your accessories. So you may have a Starlink satellite dish sitting in your RV, sitting in your garage, sitting in wherever you're going to store this thing for weeks before you can actually use it because you don't have all the accessories. So super important, make sure you have all your accessories before you order your Starlink, or make sure you know what accessories you need. So what does that mean? That means you need to know how far away from your RV you plan to put this Starlink satellite dish. And I say RV, but it could be a home too. It's not just RV. I'm shooting this for RVers, but it could also be a satellite dish, satellite internet for the home. But if you are going to do it for RV, make sure you get an RV plan. You select RV when you purchase your satellite dish, because that gives you the ability to stop and start your service from month to month. So you pay for 1 month, 2 months, and then you stop, and you don't pay for 3 months because you're not traveling. And then you go back to paying again when you're ready to start traveling again. So that's very important. But you need to know exactly where it is you plan to put your satellite dish. So you need to measure out. Now, if you're going to be moving around and doing some camping, of course, you can't measure out where it's going to be. So you may want to go for the worst case scenario, which is you're going to need a 150-foot cable. It comes with, and I use a 75-foot cable. In the 3 months that I have used it, 75-foot cable has been more than enough. But you never know. You may get into some of these wooded areas and you have to run that cable a few hundred feet out. You're going to need the 150-foot cable, just so you can get a clear view of the sky. Now, that is super, 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 super important. You have to have a clear view of the sky, or else the satellite dish will get obstructed and it will not get the signal. Your internet will be slow, it will be weak, it will drop, and you will be frustrated as soon as you try to stream something while somebody else is trying to stream something in the RV. Or maybe you just the only person there trying to stream, and you're still going to be irritated because it's going to be buffer. Yep, the little spinning wheel of death is going to be going, and you're going to get up and go get a snack while it spins, and it's going to start while your back is turned, and you're going to be upset because now you got to rewind. And when you rewind it, you're going to start spinning again. Yes, the little wheel of death. Buffer, buffer, buffer. We don't want that. So you want to make sure you have a clear view of the sky. And in the app will tell you exactly what it is or where it is you need to be. You take the app from your cell phone and you scan the sky, and it will tell you if anything's obstructing the view. And if it is, it will tell you to move it. And it will show you where it is being obstructed so you know where to move it. It's so simple, it's so easy. It is really enjoyable using Starlink. Okay. So make sure you have the correct cable. Or the correct length of cable. If you're going to be doing this stationary at a home, you can go out and measure it to make sure that you do not need more than 75 feet. If you're going to mount it to the home or even to the RV, make sure that you order mounts at the same time when you order your Starlink satellite dish. Now, we've already talked about shipping times, but I want to emphasize again, it does take 4, 6, 8, even more weeks. I'm not sure why. My best guess would be is that they are still manufacturing these as the orders are coming in, and they're shipping it, and it's taking some time for them to ship it and get it to you. Installation is super easy. It's plug and play. You have the modem. You have a power plug that into the actual Starlink satellite dish. It runs in, plugs right into it. You take the power cable, plug it into the wall. Your dish will automatically calibrate, and you are good to go. You start using the internet. It is a super fast process. The calibration of the actual dish may take up to 15 minutes, but aside from that, you're looking at 5-minute install. Until you remember, you have to get your cable back into your RV or into your home. Now, if you're going to install it in your home, make sure you buy a kit to drill holes in your wall. I don't know the exact size, but you're going to need a hole about that big to get the actual Starlink plug back in through the wall. So make sure you buy a kit. They have masonry kits. They have a wood kit. They have one for metal. If you have metal studs, you need to drill through. So just make sure you get a kit. Order that at the time you order your Starlink. The kit's not available through Starlink, but make sure you have it available. For when it comes, you can install it. Now, if you're going to install it in your RV, if you're super duper handy, the guy that we spoke to, that actually we did the same thing everybody else does to us, which is, hey, is that Starlink? We spoke to him. He is handy enough. He drilled a hole into his RV. He put in little plugs, and he could just put it right into the RV. Me, on the other hand, I'm afraid to drill a hole inside my RV. These things are expensive and I don't want to mess it up. I also didn't want to take it into a shop to have them do that because that gets expensive. So what I did was I found a way to run it inside, underneath, bring it up into my storage area. From my storage area, I brought it into the kitchen, and I believe I have video of that. All right, so we are waiting for the satellite dish, which you can kind of see it in the background here, right there. So we are waiting for it to determine the location and actually start to catch the signal. While we're waiting, let me explain to you what I did. So I was able to run the wire up the port as I first mentioned. I tried initially going in the crack here. It's too tight and this is like solid wood, so I gave that up, the idea up. I was not going in here because of all the curves and turns I had to go through, so I did go through the vent. I got it in there with no problem. We just used the broom handle. I taped the cord to the broom handle and stuck it on through. Easy peasy, fresh and breezy. All right, so coming inside, I still gotta clean the wires up a little bit, but I did have it come in through the vent here at the bottom. The initial idea was to run that wire all the way up to here where we can kind of hide the router and have it in a high location. But the router itself is too tall, so I got to figure out something else for that. Because you know, we really want it to be as high up as possible, so that way the signal will like cast out and then drop down. The signal does not get pushed up. It just goes out like an umbrella and drops down. So we're going to have to figure something out for that so we can get the best coverage over the RV. But that is the initial setup for it. And now we're just waiting for it to configure, get a signal, and we can start testing it out, I think. You know, I think once it determines the location and it locks onto the signal, we should have, you know, internet. We'll see. We'll see. At the time of installation, I recorded video. I had a brand new camera. If you remember from my previous video, which was well, actually, no, that video never got produced. So at some point on my lighthouse tour, I talked about how we screwed up the video. It actually used the camera. It was like 4 times too fast. It had no sound. It was all types of jacked up. Well, I had it on the same settings when I was doing the Starlink installation, so that video just went kaput. I never used any footage from it. If I do have some that's usable, I'll show you exactly how I installed it into the RV. But make sure that before you order your Starlink, you figure out how you're going to get that sucker from outside to inside, because you have to have the wire come inside where your modem's going to be. Super, super important. I did not think that through ahead of time. Luckily, I was able to find a way, but if not, I would have had a satellite dish here with having, you know, maybe pay somebody to come drill a hole for me or something. I would have had to figure something out. Let's put it that way. Other than that, it is super simple. Plug and play, ready to go, out the box. I also have an unboxing video. I'll attach it to this one, or I'll do a separate video, whatever the case may be. I'll let you see what's inside of the Starlink box when you first grab it. Final tip, bonus tip. This is not a necessity, not a requirement, but highly recommended. The way that the modem and Wi-Fi signal works, it does not go from the modem or router and go up. It doesn't shoot up and then come down. It doesn't do any of that. It just goes out. So if you have your modem or router mounted in a low position, the signal goes out in a low position. So I recommend that you take your modem or your router, you put it up high. That way the signal comes out and cascades across the entire RV. Good way to do that is a mounting shelf. I'll leave a link for that in the description below as well, along with all of the accessories that you can purchase on Amazon, because not all of these have to be bought through Starlink. Some can be bought through Amazon, and that makes shipping a whole lot faster, easier, returns easier. Everything's a lot simpler when you're using Amazon versus going through Starlink themselves. Okay, that's it for me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything I missed, anything you want to see me make a video on in the future, by all means, drop a comment below. If you don't like this and you think that it's just garbage and I should not have done it, I'll take your opinion too. Drop it in the comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Okay. So I watched the quick 3-minute video just to learn how to set up and install the Starlink. Now we're gonna actually unbox it. I was actually surprised that they shipped it in this box. It clearly states what it is on it. But other than that, let's get it cracking. So we have the base. We have the actual dish. The little quick setup guide looks like. This is the router. The cables needed to run back to the router, and the power cable for the router, which also powers the satellite dish itself. And it's already plugged up. The instruction video, it actually says to plug this in, but it's already done for us. And then it sits in the base like so. And there you have the setup. So a couple of things to note. This cable needs to be ran back into the RV or the house. For us, it'll be the RV. So I gotta figure out how to get this cable safely into the RV so that it can connect to the router here. So before I even start to go through and do the actual setup instructions using the app, I'm gonna figure out a way to get that cable back in so I can kind of figure where I need to put it.